So are you excited to, get to see the new Ruby and her new perspectives and opinions?
Oh, totally. Yeah, because Ruby, you're telling me that you've kind of had a big shift of lifestyle, of faith, of perspective. Is that right? Like,
Yes.
what happened with all that?
It's been a weird one, but in summary, like I relapsed and got addicted to fentanyl and Xanax and was, on my way to death. I tried getting clean many times, didn't work. And I was once again trying to get clean on a friend's couch. And I don't know what happened. I just was, like any junkie in withdrawal, you're praying, whether you believe in God or not, you're praying like crazy. And I remember I was like curling up like a dead animal under a table. I was just in so much pain. I didn't know how to contort myself. And then all of a sudden I felt just perfect, like this spiritual feeling of just feeling perfect, even though physically I was dying. And I felt so happy that I couldn't give a fuck, and it was extremely strange for me. And to this day, I still identify as somewhat spiritually confused because I was so militantly like atheist and just that was my worldview. And I was locked in. There was no, I had to experience that really in the most dramatic way and focusing on that.
Ruby, I didn't get to see you in that time for real. Like, we only met a couple months ago, so I didn't get to see any part of that with you.
Yeah, well, Stevie saw some of it.
But anyway,
I went through a very, very rough, insane time, but I've been moving towards stability, and I came back to YouTube, started working on my channel again, and I got kind of sucked in with some more toxic drama crowd people, and it just made me realize it's a polar opposite of what I want to do, and so that's kind of why we decided to do LOL Angelz, to just literally do the fucking opposite. I'm sick of the cynicism. I want people who are sincere and earnest, and I think there's a lot of people like that, and they're scared to be like that because all night we've been getting my porn name spammed in chat, people fucking with us, and that's what happens when you put yourself out there.
How did you two meet?
So we met on the John Galt channel. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he is a landlord and he has all types of like segments on his show. But I used to just be on there and they threw a Halloween contest and Ruby and Ava was on there. And just after that, like I started watching Ruby's streams and started commenting. And I don't even really know. I think like maybe just like one. I might have been
from the jump when I met you on that stream, I was like, oh my God, like you're amazing. Where did you come from? And then we just connected on such a deeper level. And it was so unexpected. And then you got more into streaming. And I was just like, yeah, I want to support this because I want more people with their energy. It's desperately needed.
And I just loved Ruby because like, she does have just this very outgoing personality and she's a great streamer for real. She's great on the camera. She knows how to keep the conversation rolling, interact with the chat. And I just loved watching her. And then, once I wanted to start streaming and I got to like see me and her streaming together and it was just nice because I am a more calm and collected person, but it's just perfect for Ruby because now that Ruby's trying to get into this more positive state and into God and everything and just faith or whatever you want to say, I'm the perfect person to help her. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just felt like divinely inspired. Yeah.
I think
so what is your Angelz? What is Little Angelz, mission statement, the goal, you want to have real people, real conversations with people about God, about faith, about what is it? What is the scope of it?
I want to reach the spiritually confused masses that are like myself. And for me, it's been a process. I identified as an atheist, but I was reading the Bible and it's been just like this, it was a process that started like slowly and then quickly kind of. But I want to connect with other people who are having that experience, but also do a show that's entertaining and isn't, just like a boring Bible study. Like, we want to bring the
Just a
theatrics and some
positive light.
creative, artistic, value to it,
And just a positive light to it overall, just because like YouTube in general, I feel like, people hate on here and like that's what the content is. And most of it is kind of just like bad in a type of way and just a moral type of way, if you understand what I'm saying. And we just want like everyone to not only like be able to be entertained and filled with just positivity, but be able to hear our stories, how we kind of have like our worldview and our mindset, and maybe they could take a little piece of that and better their day, and just us praying for people, doing the work of God, because that's definitely a big part of it for me. Because I, as myself, like I don't believe in religion, and I don't like have a title or anything. I'm just a child of God. So, but I still do like read the Bible and read His Word, because that is the only word you can get. And yeah, so I try to just do His work and do my job as just His child. So
both of you read the Bible, but you're not, and you believe in God, but you wouldn't call yourself Christian. Is that right? Or
I mean,
yeah, I guess so.
like I would be like the closest. Like if you could call me anything, it would definitely be a Christian. But I just don't even like in the Bible. It doesn't really say, oh, there's all these Catholic and whatever Baptist and all this shit. Like I believe in God, so that's just it.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I've struggled with the labels, and also just culturally, I lived near Yale. I've always been in a very far left social space, so I've had so much internal resistance overall. And even to the label, like I've been calling myself like an agnostic Christian, because I still feel in this conflict of like my mind and my heart, and it's something I've been working on. I had like a powerful experience last night that I feel like moved me even closer towards belief, but it's a process, and I think a lot of people are having that process.
Me too.
It's interesting that you're both in that similar position. I feel like I've met a lot of people who they're engaging with a higher power, higher purpose, and seeking a higher power, and maybe even connecting with it, but they don't want to be part of a sect or a denomination, and they don't even want to identify with the religion. And I think that's a good direction, because if I can just introduce my my whole stance on this, it's like I grew up going to private Lutheran school. My background culturally is Armenian, which is a very Christian, Orthodox Christian country. So it's, I've had a kind of on and off relationship, not off. I mean, just like it's always been in the background, God and the stories of the Bible and Christ.
Right.
But I would say I really came closer to God, and especially to Christ, with some experiences I had. I know this is going to sound cliche, but with shrooms and different substances that really forced me to confront who I really am, what I'm really looking after. And it sort of tested like who I am beneath this sense of ego that is so easy to fall into, especially as a creator, especially as someone who you're always looking at your own videos, you're getting positive feedback, you're looking for validation. I mean, I lived through that so much for so long, and I built up an ego of being like, oh, I'm a cool guy, I'm this, I'm that. But then beneath all of that, you realize, wait, all I really am at best is, for me, it was like the people I love, my family, the people that care about me. But even beneath that, like just the breath, just nature, just the experience of life, which is part of the experience of God. It's all connected through that. That kind of humbled myself in a sense, and allowed me to, just connect in a pure form, in a personal form.
And I don't really feel like it's cliche how you said, just because I hear a lot of those stories. So I guess you can say it's cliche in that aspect, but a lot of people do experience God or the higher power, however you want to say it, in those moments. So I feel like you probably had, you might have been in a time in your life where you absolutely needed that. And he foreseen that coming, and that was the perfect opportunity for him to come in and save you,